will get it. This error means a generalized statement was, you need to know that. Assume that if you send, suppose if you send 2 from transmitter to receiver, if you get it exact 2 or around 1.9 or 1.8 means, so there is no error in the output. Let us assume that if you are not getting more than 1.5, by default we have some error or some unwanted signal will be mixing with your original information, or some original information you are losing between this transmitter and receiver. So at that time you will get it the error. So the error, for finding error you need to do the analysis, not only for in the communication system. So in any way, in any system we need to do the analysis. So here we are going to do the error analysis for global positioning system. We are doing the error analysis for the global positioning system. The error analysis for the global positioning system is important for understanding how GPS works and for knowing what is the magnitude of errors should be expected, and for knowing what magnitude of errors should be expected. The error analysis for the global positioning system is important for understanding how GPS works and for knowing what magnitude of errors should be expected. The GPS makes corrections. The global positioning system makes corrections for receiver clock errors, and other effect but they are still, but there are still we have residual errors which are not corrected. So if we have this clock errors, what will get it, those errors from the receiver section will able to correct it with the help of GPS only. But we have the other effect, but there are still some residual errors which are not corrected. GPS receiver position is computed. GPS receiver position is computed based on data received from the satellite. So how the GPS receiver will be able to computed based on data received from satellite. So the GPS receiver position is going to computed based on data received from the satellite. The errors depends on geometric deletion of precision, and the sources listed the sources listed in the coming slides. Coming to atmospheric error or atmospheric effect. So how the atmosphere is going to affect? So what type of parameter is going to involve in that? So what is the function of that and how it will be going to affecting from that specific parameter as atmosphere effect. So inconsistencies of atmospheric conditions, inconsistencies of atmospheric conditions affect the speed of GPS signals. Affect the speed of the GPS signals as they pass through the Earth's atmosphere, especially the ionosphere. So here, the speed of the GPS signals are going to pass through the Earth atmosphere only, especially which will be passing through the ionosphere. Correcting these errors is a significant challenge. Correcting these errors is a significant challenge to improving GPS position accuracy. Correcting these errors is a significant challenge to improving GPS position accuracy. So why we need to do the correction means? So here we have a challenge, significant challenge to improving the GPS position accuracy. We are going to improving the accuracy of the GPS with the help of correcting the errors. These effects, whatever we are getting, these effects are smallest. These effects are smallest when the satellite is directly overhead. These effects are smallest when the satellite is directly overhead and become greater for satellite satellites nearer the origin, since the path through the atmosphere is longer. The path through the atmosphere is longer. Once the receiver's approximate location is known, once the receiver approximately or approximate location is known, a mathematical model can be used. A mathematical model can be used to estimate. Mathematical model can be used to estimate and compensate for these errors. Here we have the ionospheric delay based on the speed of these signals, what we discussed here. The speed of the GPS signals, which will be passed through this ionospheric layer only. So based on that only, the ionospheric delay of a microwave signals depends on its frequency. Ionospheric delay of a microwave signal depends on its frequency It arises from ionized atmosphere. It arises from ionized atmosphere. This phenomenon is known as dispersion. From this global positioning system, this phenomenon is known as dispersion and can be calculated from measurements of delays for two or more frequency bands. It can be calculated from measurements of delays for two or more frequency bands, allowing delays at other frequencies to be estimated. So some military and expansive survey grade civilian receivers, some military and expansive survey grade civilian receivers calculate atmospheric dispersion. Calculate the atmospheric dispersion from the different delays. You need to calculate atmospheric dispersion from the different delays in the L1 and L2 frequencies. You know the L1 frequency 15754 megahertz, 1.264 or 1264 megahertz is the L2 frequency. So here we have the different delays in the L1 and L2 frequencies. For each and every frequency will have a different delay, and apply a more precise correction. This can be done in civilian receivers. So where we will be doing this means this can be done in civilian receivers without descripting the P of Y signal. This can be done in civilian receivers without descripting the P of Y signal carried out on L2. By tracking the carrier wave instead of then the next is to facilitate this decrypting the P of signal carried out L2 by tracking the carrier wave instead of modulated code. So to facilitate this on lower cost receivers. So with the help of low cost receivers, we'll able to facilitate to you. A new civilian code signal on L2 is called L2C, was added to the block 2R-M satellite. A new civilian code signal on L2 is called L2C, was added to the block 2R-M satellites, which was first launched in 2005. It allows a direct comparison of L1 and L2 signals. This will be allowing direct comparison between L2 signal and L1 signal. We need to do the comparison based on that. Using the coded signal instead of the carrier wave. Here we are using the code signal. So based on the code only, we will be able to do the comparisons. The effect of the ionospheric or the effect of the ionosphere generally change slowly and can be averaged over time. So the effect of the ionospheric generally change slowly and can be averaged over time. So those for any particular geographical area, can be easily calculated by comparing the GPS measured position to a known surveyed location. We need to do the calculation by comparing the GPS measured position to known surveyed location. GPS measured position. This correction is also valid for other receivers in the same general locations. We have several systems for sending this information over radio or other links. We have several systems send this information over radio or other links to L1 only receiver to make ionospheric corrections. The ionospheric data are transmitted. Going to transmit via satellite in satellite. We are going to transmit the data via satellite to satellite. Based augmentation systems such as wide area augmentation system (WAAS). Based augmentation systems such as wide area augmentation system easy NOs, European and Asia. This WAAS means available in North America and Hawaii. These easy NOs are available in Europe and Asia. And GPS aided geo augmented navigation, GAGAN. We have a multi-functional satellite augmentation system, MSAS, which is designed by India, which transmits it on GPS frequency using a special pseudo-random noise sequence, PRN, pseudo-random noise sequence. So only one receiver and antenna are required. So the antenna will act as both transmitter and receiver. So depends on situation or depends on your requirement. It will be act as a receiver as well as transmitter. Humidity also causes a variable delay. Humidity also causes a variable delay, resulting in errors similarly to ionospheric delay. Humidity also causes a variable delay resulting in errors similarly or similar to ionospheric delay, but occurring in the troposphere. This effect is more localized. Than ionospheric effect. This effect is more localized than ionospheric effects. Changes more quickly and it is not frequency dependent. Changes more quickly and it is not frequency dependent. These troids make precise measurement. These troids makes precise measurement and compensation of humidity errors more difficult than ionospheric effects. The atmospheric pressure can also the signal reception delay. The atmospheric pressure can also change the signal's reception delay. So if you are going to receiving the signal at reception, you will have a delay because of the atmospheric pressure is available, or that can also change the signal reception delay. So due to the dry gases present at the atmosphere or troposphere here, due to the dry gases present at the troposphere, which is around 78% of nitrogen, 21% of oxygen, and 0.9% of arsen. So remaining we have a 0.1%. Its effect varies with local temperature. These are going to affect varies with local temperature and atmospheric pressure. Its effect varies with local temperature and atmospheric pressure in quite a predictable manner using the laws of the ideal gases. In effect varies with local temperature and atmospheric pressure in quite a predictable manner using the laws of the ideal gases. Coming to the clock and ephemeris data, or ephemeris and clock errors. So while the ephemeris data is transmitted every 30 seconds, while the ephemeris data is transmitted every 30 seconds, the information itself may be up to 2 hours old. Up to 2 hours old. The variability in solar radiation pressure, has an indirect effect. Variability in solar radiation pressure has an indirect effect on GPS accuracy due to its effect on ephemeris errors. If a fast time to first fix, fast time to first fix is needed, it is possible to upload a valid ephemeris to a receiver, and in addition to setting the time, a position fix can be obtained in under 10 seconds. We are going to fixing the position in under 10 seconds, and we are going to setting the time also. So that time only 10 seconds here. It is feasible to put such ephemeris. It is feasible to put such ephemeris data on web, so it can be loaded into mobile GPS devices. So it can be loaded into mobile GPS devices. So here we are going to assisted GPS also. So the satellites atomic clocks experiences experience noise and clock drift errors. The navigation message contains corrections. For these errors and estimates of accuracy of the atomic clock. However, they are based on observations. And may not indicate the clock's current state. These problems tend to be very small, but may add up to a few meters of inaccuracy. For every precise positioning, these effects can be eliminated by differential GPS. With the help of differential GPS only, we will able to eliminate these type of problems. So the simultaneously, the use of 2 or more receivers at several survey points. Simultaneously, you need to use of 2 or more receivers at several survey points. So in the 1990s, when the receivers were quite expensive, some methods of quasi-differential GPS were developed. Using only one receiver, but reoccupation of measuring points. At the TU Bina, the method was named QGPS, and post-processing software was developed. Coming to selective availability, the GPS included a feature called selective availability that adds international time varying errors of up to 100 meters or 328 feet to the publicly available navigation signals. This was intended to deny an enemy of the use of civilian GPS receivers for precision weapon guidance. For precision weapon guidance. SCA errors are actually pseudo-random error. SCA errors are actually pseudo-random errors generated by a cryptographic algorithm. From a classified seed key. Available only to authorized users. Who are the authorized users? US military, its allies, and a few other users, mostly government, with a special military GPS receivers. So the key will be available only to authorized users with a special military GPS receivers. So the mere position of the receivers is insufficient. It still needs the tightly controlled daily key. Before it was tuned off on May 2nd, 2000, typical selective availability errors were about 50 meters horizontally and about 100 meters vertically. 50 meters horizontally and about 100 meters vertically. Because SCA affects various GPS receivers in a given area almost equally, a fixed station with an accurately known position can measure the SCA error values and transmit them to the local GPS receivers, so they may correct their position fixes. This is called differential GPS or DGPS. The DGPS also correct for several other important sources of GPS errors, particularly ionospheric delay, so it continues to be widely used even through SCA has been tuned up. The ineffectiveness of SCA in the face of widely available DGPS was a common argument for turning off SCA, and this was finally done by order of President Clinton in 2000. And the differential global positioning system services are widely available from both commercial and government sources. The latter include WAAS and the US Coast Guard network of LF marine navigation beacons. The accuracy of the corrections depends on the distance between the user and the DGPS receiver. As the distance increases, the error at the two satellites or sites will not correlate as well, as resulting in less precise differential corrections. So you are unable to correlate if the distance increases. During the 1990 to 91 Gulf War, the status of military GPS units caused many troops and their families to buy readily available civilian units. And this selective availability significantly impeded the US military own battlefield use of these GPS. So the military made the decision to turn it off for the duration of the war. So at that time, this GPS is not able to use for civilian purpose, only for using military purpose. So in the 1990s, the FAA started pressuring the military to turn off SCA permanently. This would save the FAA millions of dollars every year in the maintenance of their own radio navigation system. So the amount of error added was set to 0 at midnight on May 1st, 2000 following an announcement by US President Bill Clinton and allowing users to access to the error-free L1 signal. By the directive, the induced error of SCA was changed to add no error to the public signals. And Clinton executive order required SCA to be set 0 by 2006. It's happened in 2000. Once the US military developed a new system that provide the ability to deny GPS to hostile forces in a specific area of crisis without affecting the rest of the world or its own military system. So on 19 September 2007, the United States Department of Defense announced that future GPS powered satellite will not be capable of implementing SCA, eventually making the policy permanently.